Well, the markets have opened. I say that with, well, gritted teeth, bated breath, say what you will. It hasn't been good lately. Ticky Fullerton joins me now to talk us through this. Ticky, how's it looking so far?
Well, it's not too bad. Goodness knows what's going to happen through the day. We're now tracking about up 1.1% this morning. We were up slightly higher than that. But remember, yesterday we were down 5.6, and the reason for the slightly more positive news, I think, is the Federal Reserve over in the US basically saying it's going to do whatever it takes on quantitative easing to buy government bonds. That said, President Trump is still struggling to get his $1.6 trillion stimulus package through over there. We've also heard from companies, you know, ongoing gloom and doom. The iron ore prices come off. Rio is shutting operations that are around in South Africa, and also aluminium in Canada. Lots of job losses there. Here we hear a company like Michael Hill Jewelers. You know, they are shutting their doors here. And remember, they're a global retail company. I think, Tom, one of the really interesting things, having sort of lived through this minute by minute, as you did as well on Sunday, is why the confusion in terms of what is shutting down, what is an essential service over retail. We were all very confused back then. I think you only have to look at the Centrelink queues to understand what sort of problem that the government has, and this is why this is going to be staged. But if you look at where Britain is, you can't be more than 2 people out there in public. All the retail shops are now closed. I think that's where we're going, but I think it's being staged because literally just to try and get through dealing with Centrelink.
Unfortunately, we're dealing with the situation as well, Ticky, where I assume for you it's basically a daily watch on the inbox seeing what companies are folding, are becoming insolvent. That's probably going to be an increasing part of this over the next few months.
Yeah.
That'll be the headline, various companies going belly up.
Well, that is what the government is trying so hard to stop. That's why it talks about this bridge. There may be people laid off, but to keep the companies going so that on the other side of this bridge they are there to re-employ. Now, we may go again as far as Britain and move to a guaranteed wage for people, and, you know, an 80% guarantee of their wages, and they can stay on at 80%. Now, we're not there yet, but that may well happen. And I think, you know, you've got lots of different, not just financial support and banks moving in, but you've also got the regulators saying, you know, directors are allowed to sit there in a company that is trading while insolvent. Now, you could go to jail before today if that was happening with your company. So there are all sorts of measures trying to keep companies afloat so that the other side, they'll be able to re-employ.